The ultimate struggle. Man versus beast. Imagine seeing this scene unfold in your backyard.
Wow. I don't think there's any words to describe when you come home and you see a 9-foot gator in your pool.
Laura Lear never saw anything like this back home in Chicago, for sure. On Tuesday, her husband spotted bubbles in the pool. Living on a golf course, he thought another runaway ball had ripped through the pool cage and had fallen into the water. Not even close.
When he looked down, you couldn't miss it. 9 foot. I mean, he blended in and camouflaged right into the pool, but you knew what it was.
And that it was a big one. When the trapper got there, things really kicked into high gear.
It was pretty exhilarating. It was pretty nerve-wracking because at any point I thought if that lasso did come off, because it did one time, but he wasn't that aggressive yet, that gator can jump right out of that pool and now we'll have a problem.
Thankfully, no accidents, just lots of action. When all was said and done, they sized up the beast. 9 foot long and 300 pounds. A real whopper. Now don't think something like this couldn't happen to you. This time of year, gators are on the prowl.
Hello all, welcome back to Shaving Peg Leg, and welcome to Florida. Such is life in Florida, huh? That's what we deal with all the time. It happens quite a bit down here. Just doing the lather. 22 millimeter no-name brush that Matthew sent me. Good brush though. It's synthetic, imitation badger. Chiseled face, very good base, makes good lather. I have not figured out a way to soak this bowl to get warm lather. I will though, eventually. Because I have nothing else to do but figure out little problems like that. Today I'm using a sample of, I don't think my camera adjusts like that, Bay Rum. First time I've ever used Bay Rum. That's their pour. Not a bad scent, just not something I think I would normally order. And their sample aftershave. And today we'll be using a DE89 head. It is Edwin Jagger DE89 head on their short ivory colored rubber handle. It was $29.99 on Amazon when I bought it. Now they're like $32.72 or 71, something like that. But I got it for less than 30. I remember that, like a penny less. If you guys remember, I bought a group of, I think it was 6 vintage razors, 5 or 6 vintage razors. There was an injector in it, but the injector, when I went to try and open it, the handle, the plastic handle just snapped, and all I had was the head. And I was going to make a handle for the head. I was going to glue it into a little piece of wood and make a wooden handle for it, but I couldn't get the damn thing to open up. I soaked it in oil. I did everything. I soaked it in liquid wrench. I soaked it in WD-40. Nothing. It would not move. It was stuck in place. And then when I was fiddling with it, I noticed that there was a big crack on the base of it, the base plate where the blade sits, all the way up, and it only had like a ½ millimeter of metal left holding it together. And I said, yeah, and I threw it away. But I also got my Fat Boy in that group. This is the one I'm going to send out and have it refinished. Still haven't decided if I'm going to go in that with a regular chrome or if I'm going to go with gold plate. I might go gold plate even though it is not an executive. But if you remember correctly, I could not turn the dial on this. It would not turn. Now look. You make a liar out of me? Can you see? I boiled it like an egg. I boiled it for about 10 minutes, took it out, and it still would not turn. It was completely solid tight. You couldn't budge it. It was like this piece right here. It was like the handle. It was solid. You weren't moving it. But when I took it out, at boiling it, I could move it just a little bit. And I could also not press that spring down prior to. And I said, okay, let me try it. And I pressed the spring down, and little pieces of crap fell out of that little slot. And I kept popping the spring down, letting it pop back up. And a few more pieces worked out. And then, it, like I said, it had just a little wobble to it. I was able to take it and just grab it real tight and wrench it a little bit. And there was a little bit of grinding noise. And it just started moving normally, like my Slims do, my Slim adjustables. So whatever was ground up in there was in that little slot where the spring is, and it was binding it all up, and I broke it all loose. It's probably all sitting down here at the bottom of the handle now. That's okay. I'm going to send this out and have it refinished, and they're going to strip it down and clean it up and refinish it anyways. But at least now, before I send it, I can actually shave with it, even though it looks ick. But we're not worried about looks. I forgot my pre-shave block. Let me bring that over. Gotta take my glasses off. Let me do that. Hydrate the face. Dip the cube in the water a little bit, just the bottom of it, just to dampen it a little bit. Last time I shaved was Tuesday. 3 days worth of growth, and that's more than enough cube. Wet my hands. That's good. You can see there's still more soap in the bottom if I need to whip more lather, but I think I'll be fine. I do like Chisel Face's base. Chisel Face makes a good soap. They're all good soaps. I don't think there's an artisan out there now making a bad soap. We are so lucky being the times we are when we're not just limited to Mitchell's Wolfat or Williams Bar Soap or Colgate soap in a tube or Palmolive in a tube or Burma Shave in a tube. We're so lucky. We've got all these different scents, soap bases to play with and enjoy. I think most of that water went in my damn ears. Okay. That should be good. Like I said, guys, I got the DE89 because I have all these razors over here. I'd say half of them are Chinese indigenous razor head. They're copies of the DE89. Some have, they all have varying degrees of blade gap to them. They're not all exactly the same. Some blade gap differences in them. But let's see how they compare, because I remember how they shave, to this. This is the original on a stubby handle. Oh, forgot to say, I'm using a sixth use on a Personna Lab Blue. And if this shaves any indication, I think this blade can go 7, maybe 8. And it's not only soaps that we're blessed with. I mean, look at all the different razors out there. Look at all the different blades, brushes, bowls, everything. We're not stuck to a coffee mug with a hard puck of soap at the bottom and a brush similar to this. Good times. That's what it feels like. Feels like a copy. Yep. I don't know. I might have been premature to say that this blade could go another shade or more. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know if that was the razor, but there's still quite a bit of hair left on my face, more than there should be, so that might be the blade. It might be done. But it doesn't feel, usually blades when they get done, they start tugging and feeling rough. That doesn't. Like I said, everything's going up. That's why I was having a problem finding a razor in $25 to $30 range, because razors that were $26 a month ago, 6 weeks ago, now they're like $32, $34. And it's like, wow, everything's just going crazy. All right, across the grain. Oh, let's try across the neck, see what happens. I'm going to try, instead of straight across, a little bit of an angle. See if that works. I was hoping the more I shaved across the grain on my neck, the more my neck would get used to it. But that didn't happen earlier when I was doing it. Just didn't like going across the grain. I get real bad irritation later. All right, it's catching up. The first pass was like, whoa, did I even shave? Second pass, a lot better. Bay rum's okay. I don't know who makes the best bay rum or what, but I'm not looking to find out either. It's not really a scent for me. It's okay. I mean, I'll use the sampler up and I'll be done with bay rum forever, but it's just, it's not one that doesn't float my boat or blow my skirt up. And you really don't want to see me with my skirt blown up. Not pretty at all. I can smell the clove. I don't mind the clove. The clove doesn't bother me. I cook with clove, so, you know, clove's okay. I mean, you can't bake a ham without clove, right? You gotta stick the clove into the meat. And you gotta lather the outside with a layer of, I use spicy mustard, not yellow, and brown sugar. And then drizzle honey over the top of that. That's a ham. That is a ham. Yep, right through here. My trouble spots is normal. Actually, I got a little bit on the cheeks, though. That blade might be getting there. I got some through here. Yeah, that blade might actually. I'm gonna. You know what? Forget about what I said earlier. I was wrong. It's still smooth, but it's not cutting like a Lab Blue does. Lab Blues for me are one of my favorite blades. Actually, they're up there. They trim everything away, but I think the sixth pass, it's reached its limit. So we'll toss it after this shave. Don't worry, I've got other blades I've used sitting over there waiting for a turn. I'm trying to work my way through all those blades so I can start some different blades. You guys wouldn't believe the blades I have. I'm not crazy about 50,000 or 5,000 or whatever. I'm not like that. I buy a lot of 5 to 10 blade packets. I buy a lot of solos to try them out, and I haven't tried them out. They're all sitting over here in the shelf, stacked up. Again, yes, it's a fourth pass. So what? Like I said in the previous video, if you want to use a whole tub of soap and shave until it's gone, go ahead, it's your shave. Do it. Actually, let's go this way. I went the other way already. I'm not hearing anything that way, but can you hear it? I'm getting some cutting action going this way again. Now we're good. Oh yeah. Now we're good. That'll work for me. Oh. That will work for me. So do you guys, are you 2-pass shavers, 3-pass, whatever it takes passes? That's pretty much what I am. If I'm shaving, I'm going for BBS. My theory is if I'm sitting down to shave, because I have to sit, I want to be clean. I want BBS. This might be fun. Little alum block. Just wake you up in the afternoon. You know what? Nothing. Absolutely nothing on the face. Down here, about a 1 to 1.5 at the most. Yeah, good. Mild shavers, even with a dulled sharp blade. Yeah, I'm gonna toss this blade. It wasn't. It never tugged and it never pulled, but it was like it was missing a lot. And usually for me, when a blade gets to the point where it's no good anymore, there's a lot of tugging and pulling. That one doesn't. I got absolutely no tugging or pulling. Take the alum off with a cold washcloth. I didn't get any. I was surprised. But when I felt my face, it was like whole patches that were never cut. Like it just went over the top of them and it didn't cut them. But on BBS now, I did four passes with a blade getting dull. So 6 on the Personna Lab Blues for me. And you know what? How about six passes for that blade? Because as we all know, sometimes you get a blade you can't even get 1 pass out of. Those things are like garbage. It's like, who the hell made this? Witch hazel? Witch hazel again, because dumbass me. What I do is I pour it into here, and then I bring this hand over and I put them together and I rub them, and then I spread it. Well, I went like this before the hand was underneath, and I dumped it all onto my towel sitting here. My hand-to-eye coordination is usually pretty damn good, but not on that one. Alright, I can't find a hole. Put some hair around it, I will. Alright, got it. Whew. Yeah, definitely not a scent for me. It's okay, but if you're gonna shave, you want the scent you're using to bring a smile to your face, make you happy. It smells so good. Oh, I love it. Oh, you want that. You don't want meh. That's what I'm getting off of Bay Rum. It's just it's okay, but Nivea Max Hydration. I put too much on my hand, so some of that's probably going to go on my head. And on the arms, because that stuff will spread. It will go a long way. All right, gentlemen. Sometimes I can't tell if I don't have my glasses on. Something's wrong. There's no blood. I didn't bleed. I might have to redo the shave and get some blood in there because it's wrong for me not to bleed during a shave. Even though you're not supposed to, but I don't mind donating to the shaving gods so other people don't have to. That's okay. Better than getting stabbed. I got stabbed by a guy with a pencil. A pencil. I was working Section 8 housing in Tampa. I'm walking down the sidewalk just doing my rounds on the property. Because I used to do armed security. I was just doing my rounds. The guy's walking towards me. And I'm looking at him and he's looking at me. And I went, hey, how's it going? Like that. I just went, hey, how's it going? Nodded my head at him, you know, nice, polite. He doesn't say anything and looks away from me. As he walks by, he's got a pencil in his hand and he tries to stab me. It went away pretty much, but I used to have a mark, a blue mark here where the lead of the pencil, the point went in, and he stuck me all the way through here. I was like, afterwards, I was like, a fucking pencil? He got a broken collarbone for that. I had my ass I carried behind my gun on my right side. My arm just grabbed, and I broke his flipping collarbone. It's like, you want to stab me with a pencil? You moron. Anyways, all right, I've had a lot of crap like that working where I used to work. A lot of bad things. But anyways, don't get stabbed by pencils. It still hurts. It hurt for a few days. It really did. Plus, I had for years. I had like I said, a blue mark where the lead originally stuck me, where the point stuck me. All right, enough of my war stories. All right, guys, it was a good shave. Chisel face, great base, really is. I'm just not crazy about bay rum. If you like bay rum, you might like this, but there is a good clove scent. If you're sensitive to clove, watch out for that. Okay. Shaves like an Edward Jager DE89. Shaves like all the Chinese indigenous razor heads that are copies of this. They shave the same. The $10 ones, the $15 ones, the $20 ones, the $25, the $30 ones, they all shave like this razor. So, if you want a DE89, you can get a copy of it, a Chinese indigenous razor head on the handle of your choice for the price of your choice and still get a good shave. They all shave the same. Alright, guys, almost at 30. That's enough for the babbling fat guy today. Alright, you all take care. Thank you very much for being here. Without you, this channel doesn't go anywhere, doesn't exist. I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. Don't forget the affiliate link. When it hits $25, I buy a gift card, give it back to you guys. Okay, thank you very much. Enough of the babbling fat guy in the chair and in the camera. You're in the chair next for a shave. Happy shaves out there.